What's going on, everybody? It is that time again. We are going to be talking about this week's top indie comics on New Comic Book Day, this coming March 1st. I am so excited about all of these books, and we've got a great top 10 list for you, so stick around. If you're new to the channel and aren't subscribed yet, go hit that button down below. We are dropping these videos every week. We've got great interviews coming up for you guys, so lots of cool content coming up. And if you want to support the channel, go join and become a channel member. There are lots of great perks to that, and we've got a whole video dedicated to explaining all of those perks for you guys, so please go check that out as well. Let's get into this top 10 list. I've got, instead of a 10th single issue, I am going to talk to you guys about two collected editions coming out. One a trade paperback, one a hardcover deluxe edition. And that hardcover deluxe edition was voted the graphic novel of the year in our 2022 Indies Awards, and that is The Many Deaths of Layla Starr. It's getting a deluxe hardcover edition written by Ram V and art by Felipe Andrade. It's such a good story. If you haven't gotten the chance to check out this beautiful story with incredible art, this is your chance. It's a premium oversized presentation of the Ignatz Award-winning, Eisner, Harvey, and Ringo nominated best-selling graphic novel from Ram V, Felipe Andrade, that explores the fine line between living and dying through the lens of magical realism. And even more importantly than those other awards, like I said, Indies Awards winning book right here. So that is the first of them. The second one is one from Sumerian Comics, and it is Never Ender, the trade paperback written and illustrated by Devin Kraft. And Never Ender is coming back very soon with the follow-up 3-issue conclusion. So this is a chance to catch up on the first 6 issues of it and get yourself all caught up and ready to go for when that next series drops. It was just on FOC, so it's coming up very soon, 3-4 weeks. So that was my number 10, was those two graphic novels. And number 9 this week is a second printing, and that is for Saga number 61 from Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. It is the second printing, the first second printing that this story has had since its return, because the first arc happened during that time period when there were no second prints happening. So this is a great chance to pick up a second print for the first time with Saga since issue 54. Which was a very long time ago. So this is, I think, a collectible opportunity here. But if you aren't reading Saga, do yourself a favor and read it. There is an omnibus that collects the first 54 issues. There's also some hardcover editions, 3 that collect that first 54 issues, and then trade paperbacks for each volume. So many different ways to collect and read it, and I think you guys are going to really enjoy that series. Next up, coming from Scout Comics, my number 8 pick this week is Dead Fellows, number 1, from Cody Hamilton and Ramiro Barallo. It is a non-stop title, meaning it's going to have a first issue now, and then we're going to get a trade paperback collecting it all. Pete Miller has just gotten out of his 2-year relationship, reeling from the chaos of it all, without friends or family around. As he moves into his new, awful one-bedroom apartment, Pete attempts to take his own life, but is stopped by a benevolent ghost. Moved by the kindness of this supernatural stranger, Pete sets out to bond with this ghost at all costs, but he quickly learns he doesn't understand the paranormal or their intentions. Number 7 on my list this week's coming from IDW Publishing, with the story from Rich Doak and Alex Cormack. With Jimmy, how about I tell you about what it is? It is Breath of Shadows, number 2, which had an incredible first issue come out a couple weeks back. And with Jimmy and the rest of his band at each other's throats, their anthropologist guides wonder what sort of mess they've gotten themselves into. But as the road into the jungle becomes stranger and stranger, the crew will quickly realize that these spoiled rock stars are far from their biggest problem. Horrors beyond all comprehension awaits in this journey into the mouth of madness from Rich Doak and Alex Cormack. That is such a great horror thing that we've got going on here, but also dealing with addiction. yeah, like I said, first issue was phenomenal. I can't wait to see what they do here. Alex Cormack's art is phenomenal. I really love it in Duel, and I want to. There's something else I've read that somewhat recently that had his art, and it's just I love it every time. And Rich has been doing a lot of great storytelling on the horror genre, so I can't wait to see where they take this series coming up here. My number 6 pick this week is going to a issue 2 from Sumerian Comics, and that is for How I Became a Shoplifter. Issue number 2 of 3 here from Tom Brayfogle, with art in this one by Juan Romero, Antonio Fabella, David Pupo, and Rock Alves. Crime Through Boredom, a year-by-year look at the final generation of juvenile delinquents before technology took over. Watch the comical cast of characters grow up as each chapter is set in a different year of adolescence, 1996 to 2003 for this one. Issue 2 tells nostalgic tales of restaurant heists, fake IDs, illegal tattoos, and gas station tacos. Loved issue 1 of this. Just a phenomenal story here that we've got, that they are breaking down just that growing up, coming of age thing where kids are doing stupid stuff, and the depictions of it, the artwork, this crazy team of different collaborators for each year is just a fantastic idea. I'm really enjoying how this is coming out, and it is my number 6 pick. Number 5 is a number 1 from Sumerian Comics, and that is a one-shot called Rock and Roll Hell from Sam Romsberg, Ben Roberts, and Gregorio di Angela. The summer of 91, rural Finland, the Rock and Roll Hell open-air metal festival is in full swing, with the American death metal band Feral Carnage set to headline. During the set, what is first mistaken as an elaborate pyrotechnic show turns out to be the second coming of Jesus Christ. Taking one look at the people in attendance of the show, Christ damns the festival and orders his army of heaven to smite them from his Father's creation. Fueled by beer, weed, and the imperious power of metal, Feral Carnage must summon the forces of hell to fight back. This sounds like it's going to be hilarious and awesome, and yeah, it just looks like a real good time, and it's my number 5 pick. There are, just like last week, there are a lot of number 1s on the list this week. That is the first one. All 5 of my top picks are number 1s, or in that case, that's a one-shot. I got one more one-shot coming up in my picks. But first up, number 4 on my list is Phantom Road number 1 from Jeff Lemire and Gabriel Hernandez Walta. Dom is a long-haul trucker driver attempting to stay ahead of his tragic past when he stops one night to assist Birdie, who has been in a massive car crash. They pull an artifact from the wreckage that throws their lives into 5th gear. Suddenly, a typical midnight run has become a frantic journey through a surreal world where Dom and Birdie find themselves the quarry of strange and impossible monsters. It's grindhouse horror meeting high-concept supernatural fantasy in the first issue of a bold new miniseries from Jeff Lemire and Gabriel Hernandez Walta, the Eisner Award-nominating creative team behind the best-selling Sentient series. Looks awesome. I am so excited for this one. I've been getting into Jeff Lemire a lot more recently, and I think this is going to be another one that's a hit for me. But I can't. Yeah, we'll find out Wednesday when that comes out. Number 3 on the list is one from AWA. We've got Red Zone number 1 from Cullen Bunn, Mike Deodato Jr., and Lee Lowridge. Raza doing an incredible cover A here, as always. Raza's covers for the AWA books are always so good. Randall Crane, an unassuming American professor of Russian and Slavic studies at NYU, is called in by the U.S. government for a secret international mission back to Russia, where his long-buried secrets come to light. When his support team of commandos is ambushed and killed, it's up to Randall to fight his way out of Russia using his particular set of skills. Cullen Bunn taking on a different genre than he normally does. Normally I see a lot more horror from Cullen, so I'm excited to see something different from him here. My number 2 pick this week goes to Scout Comics for the other one-shot on my list, and that is And We Love You from Fellhound, and Angela Wu doing an incredible cover here. Fellhound doing the writing and the art on this story, and it's so beautiful. I'm just going to say it, you're going to cry reading this one, but it's a good cry. In the throes of a violent dystopian war, a young soldier perishes on the battlefield and begins to bleed out all her memories. Mixing heart-wrenching emotions with stunningly gripping visuals, this is the tale of one woman's life, death, and the love which transcends both. A brand new epic from the world of Ringo-nominated Commander Rao. It is part of that world, but it is very easily readable without knowing anything from Commander Rao. So if you haven't read Commander Rao, don't worry. You can still pick up And We Love You and really enjoy it and possibly end up crying from reading it. It's beautiful, it's tragic, and it's my number 2 pick. Number 1 on the list, though, this week is going to Mad Cave Studios for Hunt, Kill, Repeat from Mark London. And we've got Francesco Archidiacono on the artwork with Mark Deering as well, and Lilo Ridge. Ryan Kincaid doing the cover A here. It's Kill Bill meets Clash of the Titans in Hunt, Kill, Repeat. The all-new action-packed series by Mark London, who brought us Battle Cats and Knights of the Golden Sun. When the Greek gods invade Earth, society is quickly forced to comply with their new rulers. However, one god, Artemis, rejects her brethren's ideology and has found solace in the love of a mortal. When she is called to Olympus to answer for her betrayal, the gods strip her away her godly powers and leave her for dead. Now, 10 years later, Artemis is on a quest for revenge to confront her father Zeus for taking away everything she ever loved. Hunt, Kill, Repeat is an all-new original series by Mark London, with art by the dynamic Francesco Archidiacono, colors by all-star Lee Lowridge, and covers by Ryan Kincaid and Marguerite Savage. The preview for this is phenomenal. I am very excited for this one. That's what I got so far. I haven't gotten to read this one, so I can't say much more, but it does look amazing, and it's my number 1 pick this week. I'm super excited for this one to come out. Super excited for all of these books. It's a little bit better of a week in terms of the number of books coming out. Last week, I probably had 20 books that I had to pick up from the shop, and this week we're probably sitting at 10, maybe 11 total with some Marvel books in there. So that is another exciting new comic book day coming up with our indie comics, and that is my top 10 there. So thank you for watching. Like I said earlier in the video, if you made it here and you aren't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that button down below. Leave a comment. Let me know which books you're looking forward to picking up this week for New Comic Book Day. And as always, collect what you love. See you next time.